Hi, my name is Claudia, and I'm going to talk you through my open source data project in Excel. My task was to choose an open source dataset and create an interactive dashboard in Excel. To do this, I used the OSN framework to obtain, scrub, explore, model, and interpret this data. So the first step was to choose which data I wanted to use, and as I was browsing, I was intrigued at the scope of data gathered around sexual orientation. I downloaded 9 different datasets from the 2021 census, relating several variables to sexual orientation. I also made a table with locational information to combine with the original data, creating 5 different tables to base the dashboard on. I then created a data dictionary where I logged the name, data type, and description of each column. This can be used as a comprehensive guide to the data and aids in overall understanding. The next step of the OSN framework is scrub. After copying the raw data into separate Excel worksheets, I connected them to Power Query, where I deleted unnecessary columns like sexual orientation code. I also deleted null rows by filtering out Does Not Apply. I then used the index and lower tier local authority columns to merge different tables together. I also replaced values within columns, such as separating sexual orientation into just 2 categories for ease of analysis. To explore, I used descriptive analysis to get a general overview of the data and observe skew. I used different formulas and then moved on to using pivot tables and charts, combining them together to create the dashboard. This is the final dashboard, and it displays the population demographics of England and Wales based off of sexual orientation. Here is the distribution of the LGBTQ+ population, where you can hover over the map to display the information based on county. General health is compared by the sum of observation as well as normalized data for better comparison between the 2 groups, since there is significant difference in the sample size. This can be filtered by healthcare provider to identify any areas or services that are struggling, highlighting the need for increased funding. Grouping socio-economic and employability factors together, such as occupation, socio-economic status, hours worked, and tenure in terms of property ownership, make it easier for policymakers to improve housing stability and affordability. As you can see, a higher percentage of heterosexuals outright own their house when compared with LGBTQ. And finally, demographic factors such as dwelling type, highest qualification gained, and age provide an overview of the general quality of life and social relevance of the population. Detailed demographics allow more targeted policy interventions and support programs to improve inclusivity and help resource allocation. Here are the interactive elements within my dashboards displaying data from Wales. There are several limitations to my data. Firstly, the map chart function was difficult to use and required some manual inputting of geographical data where it wasn't recognized by Bing. Unfortunately, I couldn't correct some of these, meaning there was missing areas on the map. Secondly, I was unable to create a slicer that changed the data displayed across all the graphs, since the data was in separate tables. And lastly, though I grouped several variables into related tables, I was unable to directly compare different attributes, such as the effect of age on dwelling type in relation to sexual orientation. While the depth of analysis may be limited by the lack of interactions between variables, I successfully provided a comprehensive overview of the population's demographics based on sexual orientation. Thanks for listening.